Road contractors and engineers are charging the roads minister to deploy surveillance cameras to axle loading bays across the country to check what the minister described as stealing. And the roads minister, Kwesi Amakwa-Arthur, last week during a tour of some loading bays took on employees of the axle loading centers, and he urged the security agencies to prosecute errant employees.
Our own ministry, our own road centers, the stealing going on there. Many of our own people are thieves. Our own people, those people we have employed in our other road centers, they are thieves. They are stealing and they are engaging in all acts of indisciplined activities. The national security should chase them. Anybody apprehended, anybody arrested should be made through whatever form to give out information. And if those of us in offices, in the highways, feeder roads, urban roads, ministry, up to my level, anybody involved should be exposed and dealt with.
Well, let's engage the stakeholders that matter in this very development, and let's engage Abdullahi Mahama, who is a building and roads engineer. Good afternoon, Mama.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Mama, you've been in this space for a very long time now. How serious is the issue of extortion at these bays?
Well, I want to say thank you to your viewers. I think I've had a lot of experience on this issue. I'm a bit surprised that it's now that the minister is getting to know all this. So I want to use the word advisedly, like it's alleged. But if you see what happens along the corridors of the Accra-Kumasi-Burkina Faso highway, you would notice that this is not news. Quite recently, a colleague of mine had an issue when he was charged for overloading a tipper truck on the Afenya stretch. I did an extensive investigation about what had caused that, and I got to know that a lot of the vehicles which get there, who want to be upright, who want to go by the law, would go through the scale and then they pay. Others who are familiar with the people who are working there, allegedly, would go behind. And there's like another team or a gang of people who are behind there, and they negotiate with you for discounts. And this just happened about 3 months ago. On the Accra-Kumasi stretch, when you get to Dobro, there's one there, and you would see vehicles which have gone past the axle load, and the weight at which they are exerting on the highway. I'm not even bothered, even though it's a concern to me, but my main concern is that we are complaining that contractors, consultants are overseeing to shoddy works. However, when these roads are done and you allow over 40, 50 tons of load to traverse across these highways to the northern region and route to Burkina Faso, then we have a problem.
Abdullahi, I know this is not the very first time we are raising these concerns. And what exactly can be done to, eliminate this very practice at these bays?
I believe that the human interference had to be drastically reduced. I am surprised that we know these problems, and then when we get to this year, we don't involve the CCTV cameras at these locations. Once we know that human interference is a problem, why don't we engage the CCTV cameras, and then at least about 4 interministerial committee or ministries are overseeing to whatever goes along the highway, the corridor of this scale area. Let's say the Ministry of Roads and Highways, the Ministry of Interior, the Ministry of Transport. If we have a collective way that all these things are viewed at the headquarters, the minimization will be greatly affected by the way we have this on our roads.